Welcome to the Sci-Fi. I'm Jay Nees, your narrator. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for more stories. Sonny groaned as his eyes fluttered open, the light from the opulent ceiling reflecting off the metallic sheen of the room's decor. He blinked, struggling to adjust to the unexpected brightness around him. Ethereal orbs of soft golden light floated lazily through the air, casting a serene glow across the chamber. Sleek futuristic furnishings glistened, and the room seemed to hum with a quiet, calming energy. This was no ordinary hotel. His last memory was celebrating a particularly lucrative deal on Femora, a planet known for its extravagant nightlife and hedonistic allure. The interstellar party scene had been more than he'd bargained for, and now he was waking up in what appeared to be a palace. His head throbbed as he sat up, noticing for the first time the delicate, almost tangible scent of flowers and honey in the air. Before he could get his bearings, the massive double doors at the far end of the room slid open with a soft hiss. In stepped a vision of otherworldly beauty, her presence commanding yet graceful. She was unlike anyone Sonny had ever seen. Her skin was a luminous shade of deep purple, smooth and shimmering faintly under the light. Cascading down her back were long, raven-black tresses intertwined with golden feathers, each feather glinting like precious metal. The most striking feature, however, was her wings. They extended from her shoulders, a dazzling blend of metallic gold and azure feathers that looked almost too beautiful to be real. Her piercing eyes, a deep liquid silver, studied him with a mixture of curiosity and amusement. She wore a flowing gown that hugged her lithe frame, adorned with intricate patterns of gold that seemed to ripple as she moved. A delicate crown of golden feathers rested upon her head, marking her status as someone of immense importance. Sonny's mind scrambled to piece together what had happened. Its heart raced as the woman approached, her steps silent against the gleaming floor. She stopped a few feet from his bed, her lips curling into a knowing smile. "Good morning, husband," she said, her voice rich and like, tinged with a warmth that belied the enormity of her words. Sonny's jaw dropped. "Huh, husband," he stammered, blinking rapidly as if to shake himself awake. "There must be some mistake. I think you've got the wrong guy." Her smile widened. "There is no mistake, Sonny. You complimented my feathers last night on Fura. Such words are binding." He felt his heart sink. Complimenting someone's feathers, a simple flirty remark made in the haze of celebration, had somehow landed him in royal matrimony. His mind raced to remember the details of the previous night, the party, the drinks, the laughter, and the stunning woman with radiant feathers. He had meant nothing serious, just a playful comment. "Wait, hold on," he said, raising his hands in defense. "This is all just a big misunderstanding. I didn't know about your customs." The woman, Queen Kama, tilted her head slightly, her silver eyes sparkling with a mix of amusement and something else. Expectation. "Ignorance of the law does not absolve you, Sonny. You are now my consort, and with that comes certain responsibilities." Sonny's stomach churned. He had stumbled his way into an entirely new world of complications. Consort, responsibilities. "Look, I'm not exactly the royal type." Kama chuckled softly, her wings twitching as if in response to his discomfort. "You'll find that life as my consort has its privileges," she said, stepping closer, "but it also demands loyalty, dedication, and other intimate duties." Sonny felt his cheeks flush. This was too much. He had come to Fura for a business deal and a good time, not to be shackled by interstellar customs. "Is there any way to undo this?" he asked, his voice laced with desperation. Kema's expression softened slightly, but there was a firmness in her gaze that left no room for negotiation. "Our laws are clear. Once a compliment of such nature is given, it cannot be taken back. You are bound to me." Sonny sighed, rubbing his temples. This was a nightmare. Yet, despite the absurdity of the situation, he couldn't help but notice the allure of the woman before him. Her beauty was undeniable, and there was an air of mystery and strength about her that drew him in. "I don't even know your name," he muttered. She arched an elegant brow. "I am Queen Kama, ruler of Fura and its 3-star systems. And you, Sonny, are now my consort." He swallowed hard. This was real, and he had to find a way to navigate it. Sonny found himself pacing the floor of the opulent chamber, trying to wrap his head around the sheer magnitude of what had just happened. One moment he had been a freewheeling businessman flitting between deals and planets, and the next he was bound by marriage to the queen of an alien world. His mind reeled with questions, chief among them being, "How do I get out of this?" Queen Kama watched him with a calm, steady gaze, her wings lightly folded behind her. Her regal presence filled the room, yet there was a subtle warmth in her demeanor that suggested she understood his predicament. "Sonny," she said gently, drawing his attention, "I understand this is overwhelming. Fiora's customs are ancient, and our traditions may seem strange to outsiders, but you must trust that there is wisdom in them." He stopped pacing, running a hand through his hair. "Look, Kama, your majesty, I'm just a guy who got caught up in something way over his head. I don't know the first thing about being a royal consort or handling whatever this is." Kama approached him, her steps silent, her eyes searching his face. "You underestimate yourself," she said softly. "The qualities that led you to your success in your world, charm, adaptability, resourcefulness, are the same qualities that will serve you well here. You will learn." Sonny felt a pang of doubt. Could he really adapt to this strange new life? He had always prided himself on his ability to think on his feet, but this was a whole different level. Before he could voice his concerns, the doors slid open once more, and a figure entered, an aide dressed in sleek metallic robes. "Your Majesty," the aide said, bowing deeply, "the council awaits your presence. They are eager to meet your new consort." Kama nodded, turning to Sonny with a small smile. "It seems your first royal duty is upon us. Come, Sonny, let us introduce you to the court." He hesitated but saw no way out. With a resigned sigh, he followed Kama out of the chamber, her wings brushing lightly against his arm as they walked side by side. The corridors of the palace were just as grand as the chamber, lined with columns of gleaming crystal and adorned with intricate tapestries that depicted Fiora's rich history. As they entered the grand hall, Sonny was struck by the sight of the gathered court. Alien dignitaries of all shapes and sizes filled the room, their vibrant attire a testament to the planet's diverse culture. Their eyes turned toward him, curious and expectant. Kama raised a hand, silencing the murmurs that rippled through the crowd. "My esteemed council," she announced, her voice resonating with authority, "allow me to present Sonny, my consort and partner." The room fell into a tense silence as the council members assessed him. Sonny felt like a fish out of water, acutely aware of the judgmental gazes fixed upon him. He shifted uncomfortably, clearing his throat. "Ha ha," he said awkwardly, offering a small wave. "Nice to meet you all." A few of the council members exchanged skeptical glances, but Kama's unwavering confidence seemed to quell their doubts. She gestured for Sonny to stand by her side as she addressed the court. "With Sonny's support, we will continue to strengthen our alliances and ensure the prosperity of our star systems," she declared. "Let us welcome him as one of our own." The council members gave a collective nod of approval, though Sonny could sense some lingering reservations. As the formalities concluded, Kama led him to a more private chamber where they could speak freely. "You handled that well," she said with an approving smile. "The council can be wary of outsiders, but they will come to respect you in time." Sonny exhaled, relieved that the initial meeting was over. "I'm not so sure they'll ever fully accept me," he admitted, "but thanks for backing me up." Kama's smile softened. "You are my consort, Sonny. Your success is my success. We are in this together." Her words resonated with him, and for the first time, he felt a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, he could find his place in this alien world. However, that hope was soon tested. Over the following days, Sonny was thrown headfirst into the complex web of Fiora's royal duties. Diplomacy, interstellar politics, and intricate marriage councils filled his schedule, leaving little time for him to catch his breath. Each day brought new challenges, from negotiating trade agreements with neighboring planets to mediating disputes within the court. And then there were the intimacy sessions, a tradition Kama explained was vital for the queen and her consort to produce an heir. Every evening, they would retreat to her private chamber where they shared moments of tenderness and passion, forging a connection that grew stronger with each passing night. Sonny found himself surprised by how much he enjoyed Kama's company. She was intelligent, witty, and compassionate, her regal exterior hiding a playful spirit that made their time together enjoyable. Despite his initial resistance, he began to look forward to their evenings, the bond between them deepening in ways he hadn't anticipated. Yet the demands of their dual roles took their toll. Both Sonny and Kama found themselves exhausted by the relentless pace of their responsibilities, struggling to balance their public duties with their private connection. One night, as they lay together in the dimly lit chamber, Sonny voiced his concerns. "Kama, this is a lot. I don't know how you've managed to handle all of this on your own before I came along." She turned to him, her silver eyes reflecting the faint glow of the room's ambient light. It is the burden of leadership, he said softly, but with you by my side, it feels a little less heavy. He smiled, reaching out to brush a stray lock of hair from her face. We'll figure it out together. Kama nodded, her gaze filled with warmth. Together. Their bond was growing stronger, but a storm was brewing on the horizon. Whispers of dissent and political unrest began to surface, hinting at a threat that could upend their fragile balance. The whispers of dissent grew louder with each passing day. Sunny could feel the tension simmering beneath the surface of palace life, like a storm waiting to break. The once harmonious rhythm of Fura's court was now marred by hushed conversations and furtive glances. Even Kama, always composed and regal, seemed troubled, her gaze often distant as she pondered the growing unrest. One evening, as they prepared for another round of diplomatic meetings, Kama pulled Sunny aside. "There are forces within the court conspiring against us," she said quietly, her voice tinged with worry. "They see our union as a weakness, an opportunity to seize power." Sunny's jaw tightened. "Do you know who's behind it?" She shook her head. "Not yet, but we must be vigilant. The safety of Fura and our reign depends on it." Sunny nodded, determination hardening in his eyes. "We'll face this together, whatever it takes." The next few days were a whirlwind of covert meetings and intelligence gathering. Sunny found himself stepping into a role he had never anticipated, that of a protector and strategist. His earth-honed skills of charm and cunning became invaluable as he worked alongside Kama to uncover the plot against them. It wasn't long before they discovered the mastermind behind the conspiracy, a high-ranking council member named Thelos who had been quietly amassing support to overthrow Kama and seize the throne for himself. His plan was audacious, leveraging the growing discontent among the populace and the court to stage a coup. As the pieces of Thelos' plan came into focus, Sunny and Kama knew they had to act swiftly. They devised a counter-strategy, one that relied on their combined strengths. Kama's leadership and unwavering presence would rally their loyal supporters, while Sunny's charisma and quick thinking would sway the undecided. The day of reckoning arrived with a tense air hanging over the palace. Thelos made his move, declaring Kama unfit to rule and demanding her abdication. His followers, emboldened by his rhetoric, gathered in the grand hall, their voices rising in a chorus of dissent. Kama stood before them, her wings spread wide, her presence commanding. "You speak of betrayal and weakness," she said, her voice steady and resolute, "but it is you, Thelos, who have betrayed Fura. Our unity is our strength, and I will not stand by as you tear us apart." The hall erupted in a cacophony of voices, some supporting Thelos, others rallying behind Kama. It was a moment of decision, the future of Fura hanging in the balance. Sunny stepped forward, his gaze sweeping across the gathered crowd. "I may be new to this world," he began, his voice carrying a quiet authority, "but I know one thing. Leaders who act out of greed and fear never bring prosperity. Kama has shown strength, wisdom, and compassion, qualities that will guide Fura to a brighter future." His words struck a chord, resonating with those who were still undecided. The tide began to shift, the crowd's murmurs turning in Kama's favor. Realizing his plan was unraveling, Thelos made a desperate move, drawing the concealed weapon and aiming it at Kama. Time seemed to slow as Sunny sprang into action, tackling Thelos to the ground. The weapon discharged, its blast narrowly missing Kama and striking a nearby column, sending shards of crystal flying. A struggle ensued, but Sunny's quick reflexes and determination prevailed. He subdued Thelos, holding him down until the royal guards arrived to take him into custody. The threat had been neutralized, but the cost of the confrontation was evident in the shaken faces of those present. Kama approached Sunny, her eyes filled with gratitude and admiration. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. He offered a small smile, his heart still racing from the adrenaline. "I couldn't let anything happen to you." The court, now fully rallied behind their queen, erupted into cheers. The coup had been thwarted, and Kama's reign was secure once more. Yet the victory was not without its toll. The events of the day had left a mark on both Sunny and Kama, a reminder of the fragile nature of power and the strength required to protect it. In the days that followed, the palace began to heal. Thelos and his co-conspirators were dealt with, and measures were put in place to prevent future reprisings. Kama's leadership, bolstered by Sunny's support, ushered in a new era of stability and unity for Fura. One evening, as they sat together on the palace balcony watching the twin moons rise over the horizon, Sunny took Kama's hand in his. I never thought I'd end up here, he admitted, his gaze reflecting the soft glow of the moons. I'm glad I did. Kama smiled, her eyes shimmering with warmth. You've become more than just my consort, Sonny. You've become my partner, my equal. Together, we can face whatever challenges come our way. He nodded, feeling a deep sense of belonging he hadn't known was possible. I'm all in, Kama, for you, for Fiora, for everything. They sat in companionable silence, the weight of their shared experiences binding them together. The stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, their light a beacon of hope for the future they would build together. And so Sunny embraced his role as consort and protector, finding a new purpose in the love and partnership he had discovered with Queen Kama. Together, they faced the trials of leadership, their bond growing stronger with each challenge they overcame. In the vast expanse of the galaxy, they had found each other, and with that they had found a home.